Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Shah wishing you happy Diwali. Diwali brings happiness to your life and really excited about this my YouTube channel. It will be going to focus fully regarding shift language, and this is my first video going to teach about local authentication, how to implement using custom structure. A quick demonstration regarding what we're going to learn in this tutorial. As you can see, a single authentication button. When I press it present authentication allowed, which allow us to scan our biometrics with a respective reason why we want to use a user biometrics. If user authentication is successfully completed, then I have shown an alert pop-up with successfully authentication message. If user biometrics unable to recognize, so we can use passcode fallback functionality for the authentication. Let's get started with the next code. As you can see, this is a storyboard. Drag an UI button. Find some constraints. Name has authentication as you like. As per mine, I have wrote authenticate. Jump to the view controller class. Create an IB outlet for authentication button and IB action for it. Connect outlet and IB action. Create a new shift file. Name it properly. Mine is local authentication. Import local authentication. Struct local authentication. The first variable we going to declare for checking the availability of Face ID is Face ID available. This variable will going to return boolean value. Here in static variable, we are going to declare a context variable of LA. LA stands for the local authentication. It is used for evaluating the policy which is going to help for checking the availability of Face ID. After creating that, a variable which can help to evaluate the policy using policy device owner authentication with biometric and passing the error as a nil, thus return a context biometric type equal to Face ID and evaluate. If you want a variable for checking is touch ID available, just change the context biometrics types to touch ID. Now here we required a reason message why we want to use Face ID or touch ID. So I am going to declare a file private default reason message using ternary condition which will return string. Please check the constant shift file for messages I have created to save some time. Authentication has a different states like success, fail, cancel and many others. So I have created an enumeration for it which going to help us with the state types. So also declare the function which return the message as a string as per the respective state. Please check the file in more detail. Thus creating a type alias authentication block declaration which help us for the stating the state of authentication type. Lastly, we are going to create a function named authenticate user with biometric with the following parameters. Reason message. This reason message cannot be a nil, and the cancel title button. This can be an optional. And last, block declaration. This will be going to return a state of authentication. In this function, we're going to declare a variable context which provide a user interface of authentication. Using this variable, we can pass a localization title, also a fallback title, which going to pass a static string as a passcode. If you're wondering about what is fallback, fallback is an option where the user biometrics attempt gets failed and provide an interface of passcode by pressing passcode fallback button. At last, evaluate the policy using device owner authentication. Here the LF policy in enumeration has two types: device owner authentication with biometrics and the device owner authentication. What's difference? As per my understanding, device owner authentication with biometrics will going to work only if the user has enabled biometrics on the device, and for the device owner authentication works for both passcode and the biometrics. So I prefer device owner authentication. Passing the respective reason message of date using ternary condition. Checking if reason message is empty, then use the default message or use the parameter reason message. Reply block contains two parameters, boolean and optional error. Initializing a custom block with downcasting error to an LA error. Now we just need to implement this method with passing the following reason why we want to use user biometrics, and block will return the states of authentication. Thus we can able to handle the authentication state using the switch structure. Just run the application on device, you are good to go. Thanks for staying at, and I really appreciate. Please like and share if you like my style and content. Thank you.